Bye, Finn. We're heading right down here and off this road. Not too bad, there's plenty of room to walk along. Well, I say plenty of room. You can see for yourself, it's not too bad. Okay. Well, this is probably going to be the best day weather-wise. It's stunning. So I had a rest day at Ullapool at the chalet yesterday. It's almost like a day and a half of rest really, because I was finished by 1 o'clock on the Thursday. It's now Saturday. This is my holiday, so that's why I'm not trying to bust a gut and do it in a shortest amount of time. I really want to have a holiday, enjoy being able to be back out exploring. Spent a day with the folks at the chalet, that was lovely. Nice to have a few beers and some red wine. Absolutely fantastic. Another thing that's changed is I no longer have the dog, so I'm no longer with Finn. He did great, and that's, you know, that's as far as I wanted to take him. In fact, his behaviour was changing slightly towards the end. He was squeaking and looking at me a couple of times in the last couple of days, especially when we hit that incline on Thursday. So, and of course with the folks going back down the road, there's no longer that contingency in case something goes wrong with the dog. So I feel a lot. I'm chuffed he made it. I'm chuffed he's still in one piece, and he's going to have a nice holiday with his folks, well, his grand folks, and it's going to make things a lot easier for me as well, provided I don't miss the dog too much, because quite honestly I'm not away from the dog hardly ever. I think last year I let my dad take the dog away for a week, but I turned up the next day because I was missing him. So let's see how we get on. Separation anxiety with border collies. It's not just the dog. So that's looking back north to where we came down to Inverlael forest, with the Ben Jerry group of hills behind. Panning over the Glennon in the background, that's the Phoenix. This is most definitely a moment to savour. Sat down on a rock, admiring this view of Angelic above native woodland. This has got to be the highlight of my walk so far, I'd say. And it's so still. I'm actually so much more relaxed now without the dog. And he's safe and done his bit, which I'm chuffed about. And the walking's a lot easier for me now. Camping will be a lot easier. Everything will be a lot easier. So it's worth knowing that's a really good path all the way. Really good quality, easy walking, beautiful walking. Sort of come diagonally down that hillside here onto this track to reach this gate, and it's a left, I think, and over a bridge. Here we are again. Last time I was here I was running a linear route across the Fisherfield 6. 2017, March. And I always said, I remember saying back then, how nice it would be to come back here, maybe put a tent up. Guess what? A good first day to not have the dog. Just been chatting with a guy who's walking with his dog. His dog's done 260 Munros. I was asking, so I take it he gets on alright with scrambling, and he answered, well, you know, I left him at the bottom of the inn pin and scrambled up that myself, but otherwise he's been managing pretty good. I'm sure I read, was it Hamish Brown that wrote an article or something about his dog scrambling and being better than him. Anyway, I'm gonna have a wee break here. So we plan on heading up there. The dog isn't with you anymore, Scott. I plan on heading up there. About 12.5 miles into today's walk, and I was only originally planning on doing about 15 miles today up to Loch Nid. Feel like I might stick to that because it's such a lovely day. This is a sort of, you know, camping in this, getting to enjoy the evening rather than just bashing on. It seems to make a lot of sense to me. Enjoy it whilst you can. What a day this has been. 15 miles of bliss. Now a lovely place to camp. Morning, day 8, 9. My GPX file is number 8. I think it's because of the 0 day, it's probably more than that. Yes, I have had my coffee. There's quite busy down at the loch, as in there were 5 other groups of people camping around it. Not everyone's doing the Cape Wrath Trail, obviously, because it's quite a popular area for, it's a fisher field, isn't it? Bonus though, I scored some snacks. A couple of girls camped there. One of her daughter had packed her all these snacks to make sure she had enough food. She was fed up carrying it all, so that'll keep me fueled. So this is me heading up Bailick na Crois now. It's not a very big pass, it's only 420 something metres. So we're only climbing about 100 and something metres up from the loch. No big deal. I think it's further down the other side, or longer anyway. And we head down to Loch Fada after this, down via a wee lock-in according to the Harvey maps, and pick up a track all the way to Kinlochleven. I definitely haven't had enough coffee, have I? One's just not enough. It's worth knowing there's a pretty reasonable track, about 50 yards to the northwest of the burn, just up a bit. I have to say, the going has been, relatively speaking, easy for quite some distance in the Cape Wrath Trail, with decent paths. I would say as far back as, well, up north of Oikle Bridge really, compared to the stuff I was in north of that. The walking is a lot easier for now. I say that, but I have to put in the exception of the bit between Inverlael Forest and Knockdamp, if you're doing it like the main Cape Wrath Trail route. But I realise most people take a taxi to Ullapool and walk up, continue the journey straight from Ullapool, which is easy track for sure. That's the Bealach there. Now I stupidly kept following the obvious path down, which was wrong, so I've backtracked up a bit. You really want to be contouring along here according to the maps. To the right of this bump, but up here. Don't be going down to the left of that bump if you're going from north to south. So there's that lump you can see from the Bealach, but now you can also see the loch, and we're actually heading to the right of that. If that helps you, if you're heading south. I did find that a little bit confusing. So we're heading over here, and the Bealach is back down there, so actually higher up. Lovely peat hags here. This is pretty awesome. I found a rock with a nice view. Sleoch across Loch Fada. And then above me on the right, the Fisherfield Hills. Now we're back onto track again. So I'm definitely not taking it for granted that I'm still moving, still in one piece, because I know I used to do like ultra running stuff in that, but so my cardio fitness is still pretty good as well, but that's my weakest point, is my joints and my knee. And it doesn't matter how much cardiovascular fitness you've got, if your knee is stuffed, you're only as fit as your weakest link. Even getting to Ullapool was a bit of I was celebrating that, and that rest day was well timed because my knee was beginning to play up. In fact, both of them were, because the left one's compensating for the arthritic right one. So by the time I'd finished, a Baker cyst that I've got like swollen right up behind the knee, and so it was ibuprofen time. What was good though, that was the first time I actually needed to use ibuprofen to try and manage the knee. And see, when I was doing the training walks, I was needing to use it after each individual day's walking, whereas now I've been able to put consecutive days together. See, when I see old houses like that, I should get a wee bit sentimental about it. You can still see the stairs going up inside, and so I'm walking along the road from Kinlochhew into Torridon. It goes on to Applecross. Why am I doing this? Well, the word on the trail is that route on the other side of the river going up into the forest is shite. So I was recommended to do this. It's not too bad actually, and I pick up a forestry track. It's only about 1.5 miles, 2 miles along this. That's it, left and down. This is like, again, native tree regeneration going on. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm now on the Coolin Estate Road. I'm just going to share this panorama with you. It's looking over Torridon. Now swinging over to the Strathcarron Hills. And in the bottom left there, the Coolin Estate. Buildings, farm. We're heading over there, although maybe not today. I was planning on camping before dropping down to Craig. We'll see what that looks like. So I'm sat here trying to decide if to camp here or not. This is a nice spot. I mean, there's a electricity substation on my right there, but you know, I don't really want to go any further today, or much further I should say. I originally thought I might pick somewhere out a little bit higher up, but it's not gaining me anything, you know. And this could be nicer. It's just that it's the fact it's next to the estate road, I guess, that's put me off. Amongst the Caledonian pines. So I'd now just have to hope the midges don't come out with the warm weather. So, although it was only about 2:45 when I stopped at the bridge there, I'd already clocked, well now I've clocked 18.5 miles. And I've got to watch my knee, so I'm quite happy I've stopped and pitched the tent up. It's now 4:15. It's just lovely. Sitting here chilling out, let my feet dry out. Everything's well, apart from my knees, I've taken ibuprofen for them. because I was feeling them today in spite of it being a fairly easy day. So I'll probably be needing to take ibuprofen daily now. I'll take some in the morning as well. So yeah, hopefully a good call. We're way past halfway. The first map has so many, it has both main alternative routes on it, so it doesn't cover quite as much as the northern map. You'll notice that there's a bit of the dog's fur. I think I'm a bit sentimental because I don't want to throw that out of the tent. That's a bit of Finn coming along with me. So that's where I spent the night, in that green bit down there. We're back on the track, heading for the Cullen Pass in Craig. So that was by far the best sleep I've had since I started. I guess I've been building confidence as I've gone, fatigue as well, but it's great. Only woke up about twice through the night. I was asleep by 9:30, I think. It was also nice finishing early yesterday, you know, and being able to linger at that nice spot, because that's a big part of my holiday. That's kind of what I was dreaming of. So it was mostly my knee that said I need to stop now. I've got to manage that, so thanks knee. It's feeling alright this morning. I did forget to take ibuprofen like I said I was going to, but since it feels okay, we'll just crack on. The Cullen Pass is only about 300 metres up, really gradual from the side I came, a lot steeper this side. I'm looking for this pony track down to Craig, and it's pretty obvious. Public path to Craig by the old pony track. It's looking right down Strathcarron. So I'm looking across the glen towards where one of the route options goes up towards the hinterland, Bernays Bothy. But to get there you have to go quite far along and then back down again, and you're kind of stuck down in this valley by the road and stuff. So I quite fancy getting away from that and heading up this variant here. That's what I've planned to do anyway, and come round the back of this to Bernays Bothy. I'm guessing that's someone's Cape Wrath Trail stash in a bag hanging from a tree, banana and stuff. It's coming down to the road now. Now we've got to go along this for 3/4 of a mile, I think. Okay. Yeah, the landscape of Scotland is definitely changing, and for the better. They're clearing all the conifers down and leaving behind the native trees. I'm doing that back home as well. And lots of closures, sort of fencing off stuff from deer. They're planting new stuff. It's great. I was actually last here back in 2010 with my dad. don't think that hydro thing was there. I recognise the Shugley Bridge down there. My dad went up the Sgurna Fjortig, and I was sort of in the peak of my trail running days, so I was bagging Munros up there. Talking to my dad, I just heard back from him when I got reception down there. I sent a message. And the dog's doing fine. Got a dog update. He's getting walked, he's getting pampered, he's having a holiday. There's a wire bridge here, but by the time you've walked along the boggy bank bit there, you're as well just wading the river. Same goes for the other direction really. If you're going that way, your feet are gonna get soaked anyway. Now this looks rather new. So we're about 480 metres up. This pass is about 600 roughly, so not too far to go now. Pass swinging off left to go up the Munro, Sgurconach, and I'm going to head down here. First view of the Isle of Skye in the background there. Yeah, I've stayed a bit high where my thumb is. You see all the grey stuff, I'm in amongst that, the dots falling off the grey stuff. I kind of want to be down in the grassier stuff, so I'm going to start dropping down a bit. Once again I appear to have stayed too high. This is what I get, the ravine. I reckon I want to be down there and just clamber on up. That is pretty awesome though. Path found. Jeez, I made a meal of that, didn't I? So stay out of that corrie. That way there'll be dragons. Stay down here and just cut back up if you need to. So that's Inverinate Lodge behind me. We've been walking along this track, taking a left now and heading up towards Loch Callaby. We've done about 12 miles I think. So I said 12, it's actually 13.7 miles, so really just a short way to go to Morvich now. had a new lick of white paint since I was last round here. Just make it out over there. No buoy boffy. Just in time for the first shower on a wee island just south of Morvich Boffy. Time to get some food on. That's what's for dinner tonight. That and a coffee. I actually had their the fire pot porcini mushroom risotto last night. That was really good. 6:10. I've had my dinner. There's sort of light rain happening. There's something really nice about having your tent pitched and knowing that you don't have to leave it until in the morning. Quite cosy in here. Morning. Pretty nice start to the day anyway. Heading to Morvich today. We've got a B&B booked down there as well, so it's lovely and still this morning as well. I reckon if this had been a week or two later, I'd have been doing the midgie dance. When I got to Morvich Boffy last night, there's already a couple of guys there. They weren't planning on staying in the Boffy, but they were also, a guy arrived 5 minutes later, then another guy arrived just after him, and then a couple of folk arrived with their dog. It suddenly got quite busy on the Cape Wrath Trail. So this has been a nice gentle introduction to the day. Bit of a warm up for the Falls of Glomach later on. I'm quite looking forward to that. I hope I get to see them. The advantage of going this way, I suppose, is I get to walk towards them, but the main concern was actually if I was going from the south, my knee on the descent. So yeah, I know it's going to be a pig to climb up. I'm under no illusion about that. I keep havering on about my knee, I know, but even if you have got like perfectly healthy knees, I reckon it's the downhill that's going to trash you on this, you know. The uphill, I mean the downhill you're carrying a pack, remember, so. Just met a couple walking their border collie with its backpack. Oh, I told them about the fact Strathcarron seems to have a campsite now because that's where they're heading, and that sounds ideal if you're going that way, you know, a pub with a campsite on the Cape Wrath Trail. So I believe we're heading up there. So here we go, Falls of Glomach path. Looking forward to this. Still got some of this trail mix that was gifted to me back at Loch and Nid. It's really good. No peanuts in there at all. So as you can see, this is a stunning walk in its own right. Beautiful. You only see the top of it from here. You get the idea. Sat myself down in a rock having a wee break. Got a big day tomorrow, so trying to go easy on myself. I just spotted a mountain goat clinging to the cliffs there. It's more for the benefit of those heading north. Look how much higher we are than the falls. So if you get to the falls, clearly there's a viewpoint. That's not the right way. Go have a look if you want, but you do have to come up and climb to the west a bit. This looks fun. Slimy rock above a gorge. Fantastic. See, after coming up the Falls of Glomach, this wee climb feels pretty straightforward. That's a pretty good warm up for tomorrow. I'm not so much looking forward to tomorrow as looking forward to getting tomorrow done, I'm afraid. It's a really good path from the Falls of Glomach onwards. On the wrong way again, should have gone through this gate. First proper seat for 4 days. Right, time to see if my food stash is intact. It's by that tree. Okay. Oops, shit. Oh, wait a minute. It's still there, I think. Hit that rock. Oh, look. Bloody hell. Happy days. No, it hasn't even popped. I'm just taking a wee break on my way to the B&B. That's where we came down over there. The dog's not with me. It kind of is though, eh? That's looking over Morvich. It's the McRae monument I'm sat at.